Have you ever stood in front of your kitchen counter, holding a ripe piece of fruit in your hand, and wondered, will this hurt me? For millions of seniors living with diabetes, even nature's most innocent foods, like melon or plum, can feel like a gamble. You've been told to fear sugar, to cut out sweetness, to give up what once brought joy. But what if the truth was softer, kinder, and far more hopeful? This is not a story about strict diets or food guilt. It's a journey back to balance, guided by two incredibly sweet, common fruits that may hold more healing power than most people realize. Through science, real-life application, and gentle practice, you'll discover how melon and plum, long misunderstood, can help stabilize blood sugar, reduce inflammation, support hydration, and even ease joint pain and fatigue. This isn't about perfection. It's about small, steady choices that feel good in your body. No confusion. No harsh rules. Just clear, thoughtful guidance to help you rebuild your relationship with food and with your health. If you've been living in fear of what you eat, this is your invitation to begin again. With one slice, one bite, one better choice. Welcome to a sweeter way to heal, naturally, gently, and with confidence. 1. The misunderstood sweetness. Why fruits aren't the enemy of your blood sugar. For many people over 60 living with diabetes, the fear of sugar has shaped every bite they take. Sweet foods, especially fruits, are often the first to be cut from the diet, driven by decades of warnings that anything sweet might spike blood sugar. But this common belief isn't just outdated, it can be harmful. Natural sugars found in fruits like melon and plum behave very differently from processed sugars in candy or soda. Unlike refined sugar, fruit sugar comes packaged with fiber, water, and essential nutrients that help the body absorb it slowly, supporting more stable blood glucose levels. The problem began when all sweet foods were lumped into one category, leading many diabetics to fear even the healthiest fruits. In reality, avoiding fruit can lead to fiber deficiencies, dehydration, fatigue, and worse cravings later in the day. That's because fruits like melon and plum are designed by nature to nourish gently. Their sugars are balanced, their fibers are easy to digest, and their hydration helps improve everything from joint comfort to energy. More importantly, they give people back the sense of joy around food, something many lose while trying to follow strict rules. Diabetes isn't just about numbers, it's about how you feel in your body. And fruit, when eaten wisely, isn't the enemy, it's a quiet, powerful ally. Before we dive into the specific benefits of these fruits, it's time to let go of the guilt around sweetness and embrace a new truth. Real nourishment doesn't come from fear. It comes from understanding and making peace with the foods that were never against us to begin with. 2. The truth about melons, a sweet ally for blood sugar control. Melons, with their refreshing sweetness and high water content, have long been misunderstood by people with diabetes. Often dismissed simply because of their sugar content, fruits like cantaloupe and honeydew were unfairly labeled as dangerous. But modern research and real-life experience now paint a different picture. Unlike processed sweets, melons are made of more than 90% water and contain natural sugars that are balanced with fiber, antioxidants, and essential minerals like potassium and magnesium. These nutrients help regulate digestion, reduce inflammation, and most importantly, allow the body to absorb sugar slowly and steadily. For seniors, especially, melon is more than a snack. It's a gentle form of hydration that helps reduce swelling in the legs, eases joint pain, and supports healthy circulation. The soft fiber in melon also makes it an ideal choice for older adults dealing with constipation or bloating. Eating melon regularly can satisfy sweet cravings without causing sugar crashes, and many have found that having a bowl of chilled melon in the afternoon helps them avoid reaching for cookies or soda. Whether blended into a cooling smoothie, added to a salad, or eaten plain with a sprinkle of cinnamon, melon is both satisfying and medicinal. The key is portion and timing, about 1 cup per serving, ideally in the morning or early afternoon when digestion is strongest. Rather than cutting it out, including melon in your diet can be a small act of self-care that restores joy and supports blood sugar control naturally. This sweet fruit, once wrongly avoided, may just be one of the smartest choices you can make in your daily routine. 3. Melon's unexpected benefits: easing swelling, stiffness, and fatigue naturally. For many seniors living with diabetes, the daily battle isn't just about blood sugar, it's also about discomfort, swollen ankles in the morning, stiff joints after a short walk, or an unexplained heaviness in the body. What most people don't realize is that these symptoms often stem from mild dehydration and poor circulation, 2 things melon helps improve effortlessly. With its incredibly high water content, melon acts as a natural hydrator from the inside out. When your body is properly hydrated, tissues become more flexible, joints less inflamed, and muscles more relaxed. The potassium in melon helps reduce fluid retention and supports heart and kidney function, which are often vulnerable in people with diabetes. Seniors who add melon to their breakfast, just a small bowl, often notice less puffiness in their hands or feet and more comfort throughout the day. Beyond that, melon delivers gentle fiber that improves digestion without causing bloating or discomfort, something especially important for aging digestive systems. And if you've ever felt dry skin, chapped lips, or a dull, dragging fatigue, melon's hydration can also help restore energy and skin elasticity. It's not a cure-all, but a consistent source of quiet support. Instead of starting your day with dry toast or cereal, replacing it with cool melon and a dash of cinnamon can be both refreshing and healing. Add a few stretches in the morning, and this simple habit becomes a wellness routine, one that supports not just blood sugar but total body relief. Small changes like this don't demand perfection, just consistency. And that's where melon shines best. A soft, sweet tool that helps you feel lighter, more mobile, and quietly renewed, 1 bite at a time. 4. 5 easy ways to turn melon into natural medicine. While melon is often thought of as just a light summer snack, the truth is it can be transformed into a powerful daily wellness tool if you know how to use it. For seniors managing diabetes or struggling with energy, digestion, or hydration, how you eat melon is just as important as the melon itself. Fortunately, you don't need fancy recipes or expensive ingredients, just a few simple methods to unlock its full potential. First, try starting your day with a breakfast bowl of chilled cantaloupe or honeydew, topped with a sprinkle of cinnamon. This combination is not only delicious but also scientifically sound. Cinnamon helps lower post-meal blood sugar spikes, while the melon hydrates and gently energizes. Second, keep a container of pre-cut melon cubes in the fridge at all times. When healthy food is visible and ready to eat, it becomes the easier and smarter choice. It can stop you from grabbing processed snacks when that afternoon craving hits. Third, blend melon into a refreshing smoothie with cucumber and fresh mint. This mix is deeply hydrating, calming for the digestive tract, and surprisingly effective at curbing sugar cravings, especially during hot weather. Fourth, try freezing melon cubes and eating them like fruity popsicles. It's a clever way to cool down and sneak in hydration, especially for seniors who struggle to drink enough water. And finally, melon makes a wonderful addition to a light lunch salad. Toss diced melon with leafy greens, grilled chicken, and a drizzle of olive oil, then top with sunflower seeds for crunch. The natural sweetness of the melon balances the savory flavors, creating a meal that's both satisfying and blood sugar friendly. These aren't trendy tricks, they're timeless habits that work with your body, not against it. When you make melon part of your routine in these simple ways, it becomes more than food. It becomes daily medicine, crafted by nature and tailored to support your aging body with grace and simplicity. 5. The forgotten fruit. Why plums deserve a place on every diabetic plate. In the busy fruit aisle, plums are often overlooked, small, unassuming, and sitting quietly behind brighter, flashier fruits. But what they lack in attention, they more than make up for in power. For seniors, especially those living with diabetes or chronic inflammation, the humble plum may be one of nature's most underestimated allies. Plums are naturally sweet, yes, but that sweetness is balanced by a rich supply of fiber and antioxidants. When eaten with the skin, they offer a slow, steady release of sugar, far from the blood sugar spike caused by processed treats. This means a plum doesn't overwhelm the system, it nourishes it gently. But that's just the beginning. Plums contain polyphenol, plant compounds known to reduce inflammation in the body. This matters for those who wake up with stiff knees, achy hands, or a sore lower back. While a single plum won't cure chronic pain, eating them regularly can ease discomfort quietly over time, giving the body the micronutrients it needs to heal from within. For digestion, plums are gentle heroes. They're especially helpful for those dealing with constipation or sluggish bowels, common issues among older adults. Just 1 or 2 fresh plums a day can make a real difference, without harsh laxatives or fiber supplements. And emotionally, plums help replace guilt with satisfaction. When you crave something sweet in the afternoon, a moment when energy often dips, grabbing a plum instead of a cookie is a small, victorious act. You get flavor, satisfaction, and support all in one bite. It's time to reimagine what sweetness looks like. Plums may not be loud or flashy, but in the quiet work they do, balancing blood sugar, reducing inflammation, improving digestion, they prove to be one of the most powerful fruits a senior can choose. They're not forgotten anymore. They're reclaimed. 6. The smart sugar. How plums gently stabilize blood glucose. For anyone managing diabetes, the words sweet fruit can trigger concern. Will it spike my sugar? Will I feel tired afterward? But not all sweetness is created equal, and plums are proof. Despite their rich, juicy flavor, plums have a low glycemic index, meaning they don't cause sudden blood sugar spikes. Instead, they release their natural sugars slowly, especially when eaten with the skin, which contains essential fiber. This is a game changer for seniors seeking to manage their blood sugar without giving up the pleasure of eating something sweet. Many older adults experience what's often called the afternoon slump, that sluggish feeling around 3 p.m. that tempts them toward cookies, crackers, or soda. But replacing that with a ripe plum can satisfy the craving without the crash. It's a small shift that creates ripple effects, more stable energy, less guilt, and improved control over glucose. What makes plums so effective isn't just the sugar balance. It's the presence of magnesium and potassium, 2 minerals many seniors are deficient in. These support nerve function, muscle relaxation, and even sleep quality, all of which are crucial for anyone with diabetes or insulin resistance. Plums offer support in moments that matter, when your stomach is empty and needs something gentle, or when your emotions are fragile and you want something comforting. Instead of fearing the sweet taste, plums teach us to trust in nature's design, where sweetness doesn't have to come with consequences. When combined with light movement, stretching, or a protein snack like nuts or cheese, the sugar in plums works even better, sustaining energy for hours. Over time, these little choices become habits, and these habits become health. You don't have to give up sweetness to manage diabetes. You just have to choose sweetness that respects your body's rhythm. Plums do exactly that. 7. Sweet, soft, and strong. How plums support dessert cravings, healthy bones, and balanced aging. For many seniors, dessert is more than a craving. It's a memory, a ritual, a little joy at the end of the day. But with diabetes or blood sugar concerns, the fear of dessert can feel overwhelming. That's where plums come in, soft, sweet, and deeply satisfying, without the sugar crash or guilt. When roasted with cinnamon and a touch of lemon juice, sliced plums transform into a warm, caramelized treat that tastes indulgent, yet supports digestion and blood sugar stability. It's dessert redefined, healing, not harmful. Paired with a spoonful of unsweetened applesauce or plain Greek yogurt, it becomes a smart, complete evening snack, soothing the mind and body before bed. But plums don't just offer emotional comfort, they support physical strength too. Studies have shown that eating plums regularly may slow down bone loss, especially in postmenopausal women. That's because plums contain compounds that help preserve bone density, along with vitamin K, boron, and phenolic acids, natural agents that protect bone structure and reduce inflammation. For older adults at risk of osteoporosis, a simple habit like eating a couple of plums each day may offer long-term benefits that pills alone can't replace. Beyond bones and blood sugar, plums also encourage healthy eating rituals. Imagine slicing one up in the afternoon and pairing it with a few walnuts or a piece of soft cheese. It's sweet, savory, and incredibly balanced. The healthy fats help slow sugar absorption, keeping your energy steady. Best of all, it feels like a real treat, one that you can look forward to without hesitation. And if you have grandchildren visiting, share a plum. Let them taste the natural sweetness that doesn't come in a wrapper or from a factory. You won't just nourish their body, you'll teach them something lasting. In every bite, plums offer comfort, nutrients, and tradition. They prove that you don't have to give up pleasure to stay healthy, you just have to choose foods that work with your body, not against it. This isn't restriction. It's joyful nourishment. 8. The 5-Day Fruit Challenge. Discover what melon and plum can do for your body. Sometimes, the best way to know if something works is simply to try it. Not forever. Not with pressure. Just 5 days. That's the idea behind the Melon and Plum Challenge. A simple, natural experiment where you eat small portions of melon and plum each day and notice how your body responds. There's no calorie counting, no complicated rules, just attention, honesty, and patience. Start by choosing a time of day when you're most likely to feel sluggish, swollen, or craving something sweet. For many seniors, this is either mid-morning after breakfast or around 3 p.m. in the afternoon. On day 1, instead of toast, crackers, or something processed, try a small bowl of chilled cantaloupe with a sprinkle of cinnamon. In the afternoon, when your energy dips, replace the usual cookie with a fresh plum. It might feel like a small change, but that's where healing begins. Day 2, repeat the routine, but slow down a little. Eat the fruit with presence. Notice how your stomach feels afterward. Did your energy dip less sharply? Did your hands feel less swollen the next morning? Did you sleep a little better? These are subtle shifts, but they matter. Write them down in a small notebook or on your phone. Even a single sentence like, "Legs felt lighter today," becomes powerful data when you look back after 5 days. By day 3, you may find your cravings are already changing. Your taste buds begin to appreciate natural sweetness again. You might feel less drawn to soda or pastries. The fiber from both fruits begins to gently support your digestion. You might notice fewer stomach noises, less bloating, or more regularity without any discomfort. Day 4 brings new awareness. If you've been dealing with morning stiffness, the hydration from melon and anti-inflammatory compounds in plum might already be taking effect. Your joints might not feel perfect, but they may feel softer, less tight, less burdened, and you'll start trusting that food, when chosen wisely, really can help you heal. By day 5, something beautiful may happen. You'll feel connected, not just to your body, but to your choices. you'll realize that healthy living doesn't have to mean suffering or denial. It can start with something as small and pleasurable as a bowl of fruit. And when you see that your body responds with clarity, energy, or comfort, you begin to rebuild trust with yourself. This challenge isn't about fruit. It's about empowerment. It's about replacing confusion with confidence and proving to yourself that small changes make real differences. So why not try? 5 days, 2 fruits, 1 notebook, 1 lighter, brighter version of you. 9. Kitchen wisdom, simple food pairings to amplify the power of melon and plum. You don't need a fancy pantry or a health food store to turn melon and plum into powerful tools for your health. Often, the most effective solutions are already sitting quietly in your kitchen, humble ingredients that, when combined correctly, can amplify blood sugar control, support digestion, and enhance energy without added medication or effort. In this chapter, we explore how to pair these fruits with everyday foods for maximum benefit. Let's start with a classic, melon and cinnamon. This combination is as delicious as it is functional. Cinnamon contains compounds that help slow the rate at which glucose enters the bloodstream, making it a perfect partner to the natural sugars in cantaloupe or honeydew. Just a sprinkle of ground cinnamon over chilled melon cubes can reduce post-meal sugar spikes while adding a warm, comforting aroma. It's dessert and medicine in one. Next, try pairing melon with healthy fat or protein. A spoonful of unsweetened Greek yogurt, a few pieces of cottage cheese, or a handful of raw almonds can help blunt the body's insulin response. This combination keeps you full longer and prevents the sudden drop in energy that often follows a sugary snack. It's especially useful in the mid-morning or mid-afternoon, when blood sugar tends to fluctuate the most. Now let's talk about plums. A powerful but gentle trick is to pair sliced plums with a few walnuts or sunflower seeds. The healthy fats and natural oils in these seeds not only complement the tart sweetness of plum, but they also slow the absorption of sugar, keeping your energy steady and your mind clear. It's a perfect snack before a walk, a yoga session, or even before bed. Another easy plum-based trick is the plum and cinnamon sprinkle. Just slice a ripe plum and add a pinch of ground cinnamon. The spice not only enhances flavor, it helps regulate glucose levels naturally, especially when eaten after lunch or dinner. You can even bake this combo for 10 minutes at low heat for a warm, soft, naturally sweet dessert. Want a comforting drink? Try a melon smoothie with cucumber, mint, and lemon water. This blend is refreshing and hydrating, packed with antioxidants, and helps combat sugar cravings. For evenings, stew sliced plums in water with cinnamon and a clove or 2, then chill and enjoy as a sugar-free compote or healthy jam, for toast, oatmeal, or straight from the spoon. The beauty of these pairings lies not only in their effect on blood sugar but also in how they retrain your relationship with food. You begin to associate flavor with healing, not fear. You start to see your kitchen as a pharmacy, natural, gentle, and personal. You don't need to give up your favorite tastes. You just need to combine them wisely. With melon and plum as your base, and cinnamon, seeds, nuts, and yogurt as your allies, you can build a daily rhythm of nourishment that respects your body's needs and honors your desire for sweetness. Food isn't just fuel, it's information. And your body is always listening. 10. Gentle power, how small daily choices build a healthier, sweeter life. At the end of this journey, you may realize something profound. The biggest changes don't always come from grand gestures. Sometimes, they begin with the quietest acts. A piece of melon at breakfast, a plum instead of a cookie, a pause before you reach for something processed. These choices might seem small in the moment, but over time, they become the very foundation of healing. Melon and plum aren't miracle cures. They don't promise to reverse chronic illness overnight. What they offer instead is consistency, comfort, and quiet support. They hydrate, they regulate, they nourish. They help your body do what it was designed to do, heal gently if given the right tools. When you choose to bring these fruits into your life, not just once, but again and again, you're making a declaration. I am not giving up on my body. I am listening to it. I am feeding it what it truly needs. That mindset is more powerful than any supplement, any diet plan, any doctor's visit. Because it puts the responsibility and the possibility back in your hands. Many seniors feel trapped between fear and fatigue, unsure what to eat, afraid of making mistakes, tired of restriction. But this is your reminder: nourishment is not punishment. You're allowed to enjoy your food. You're allowed to love the taste of something sweet. You're allowed to feel good after eating, not just physically, but emotionally. If you followed the 5-day challenge, kept your small notebook, and observed your digestion, your energy, your joints, you've already taken a powerful step. Maybe your ankles felt less swollen. Maybe your cravings lessened. Maybe you smiled while slicing melon for your grandchild or made a warm plum dessert and felt no guilt. Those moments matter. Let them grow. Let them shape how you feed yourself next week, next season, next year. Let your kitchen remain a place of simple healing, not fear, not confusion. Because health after 60 isn't about perfection. It's about presence. It's about learning to see your body not as something broken or too old to change, but as something wise, responsive, and still full of potential. So let today be a soft promise to yourself. Promise that says, I will start with what I have. I will nourish, not punish. I will choose nature over fear. And I will let sweetness, balance, and kindness guide me. And if you ever forget, just reach for a slice of melon, or a ripe, quiet plum, and begin again.